So SMART goals. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and timed. And it's just a format for setting goals that research shows us works better than a lot of formats in almost every area. So whether it's your finances or whether it's relationships or whether it's your health, it's just a really good format to set goals. So when you set a goal, you want it to be specific. So the S is for specific. So it really focuses in on what we want to do. It's like focuses us like a laser. If you look at like light spreading in a whole bunch of directions, it doesn't have as much energy as that concentrated light that goes, this is exactly what I want to do. So it focuses us. You want it to be measurable. So measurable tells us whether we achieved it or whether we didn't achieve it. So we can know, yay, I did a great job, or no, there's room for revision. We want it to be action oriented. So it's about what we do, not what we want to achieve, but what we do to achieve it. So SMART goals are what psychologists call process goals. They're not about the outcomes we want to get. They're about the process to get them. They're realistic. And I often ask my clients to ask themselves that realistic question twice. Like, is it realistic? Yeah. Think, well, given where I am at the moment, given all my other commitments, given my mental state, given my level of motivation, is it something that's realistic and timed? We don't want our goals to be this sort of never-ending horizon that I'll do it later, but we're going to give ourselves a deadline, which we respond really well to. So an example of that might be, rather than saying, I'm going to move my body more or I'm going to exercise more. So very general, very vague, not necessarily measurable. You might say, I am going to walk for half an hour 3 times a week. It's really clear, really focuses us. An example of that for me and how I've linked a SMART goal recently to my overall goals, my whole person goals. So the goals I have for the TSC is that, I'll tell you the story. I fell a little bit into the gym industry trap. So I'm going to the gym. I'm doing it because it's like balances out I'm doing probably 20 minutes of physio, like for all my exercises for my neck, because that's partly related to my headaches. And then I'm doing probably about 40 minutes of gym work. And I'm doing that really lightly. And then it's building up. It's going really, really well. And then I think, like, subconsciously, I just got surrounded by all the gym junkies and I started getting stronger and I started getting fitter. So my 3 times gym for probably an hour turned into 3 to 4 times gym for like an hour and 20 minutes. So I was doing my warm up and then like an hour, and it was stiffening up my neck and my shoulders and making my headaches worse. So I sort of derailed myself a little bit. So one of the things I did was I set a SMART goal just for a couple of weeks for, instead of going to the gym, because gym was fun and it is fun, but it's like I was placing a bit of pressure on myself. One of my overall goals for the year is my mental health, managing my mood, my stress, my anxiety levels. And I thought it was stressing me out a little bit. Plus it was giving me headaches because I was doing too much. So the SMART goal that I set was just for 2 weeks. I said, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to just incorporate a couple of walks instead of my gym sessions. So just nice leisurely walks, which are really good for, my neck. They make me make it so I'm not sitting down so much. They don't load my neck up or anything. It's really good for my mental health. So that's an example. For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to switch 2 of my gym sessions for walks. So you might want to set a SMART goal. Now, SMART goals are really, really good. But as we continue, and they're really good for building, starting to get yourself on track, that initial phase. But of course, this program is all about long-term change, and it's all about creating habits. So we might want to move into what I call smart systems. So, a smart system is something that once you've sort of set it up, it runs itself a little bit more with less and less willpower. Um, so, an example of doing that I've done recently, maybe because I knew this webinar was coming up, who knows, is that I've put in a smart system and I've created a new gym routine. So what I was finding is that another one of my whole person goals, so I'm linking this system with my goals, is management of these headaches I've been having. What I noticed was when I was doing like individual muscle groups at the gym, like say like my chest, my shoulders, my triceps in one day, it was tightening up certain muscles and that was giving me a bit of a headache. So I created a smart system that I'm doing now. 3 gym sessions is my plan. And I'm doing more whole body workouts and lighter weights. So I think that's a good system. I'll just do that every week. And I can imagine myself doing that every week for potentially till the end of the year. And so it's not that when we set smart systems that we don't have to tweak them. Sometimes we do. It's not that they don't require any effort. Sometimes they do, but they just require less effort and less constant. We don't have to set them, review them, reset them like the SMART goals.